Welcome to Journey to Essence. I am Bruna Gonçalves, and today's episode we are going to talk about training yourself to be godly. I would like to start with a verse that we can find in 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 7. Train yourself to be godly, for physical training is of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come. I started with this verse because I know training for be a godly woman, a godly man is so important for each Christian person. When we see in the world, we see a lot of athletes and they work so hard to achieve, a race, a sport that they would like to be good at. They train every day. If they are feeling it, if they are not feeling it. And for us, this is so important too. When we see Paul saying here, train yourself to be godly, we need to do it every day. And if we have this in mind, I need to train myself to be a godly woman. I need to be a godly man. I need to be, a godly person. If you have this in mind, you are going to see three things. First, you are going to see that you need to build discipline for use it in God's kingdom. Be godly is living a life that God approves, a life devoted to God, a life where people can come to you and you will be the answer. You will be godly, God's voice, hands, feet for them. You are going to be a person way different than the person you are right now. Because if you train to be a godly woman or man of God, you are going to see that you are going to be more from God, more spiritual than you ever thought you could be. And how can I do that? How can I train myself to be this godly person? How can I do this? We are going to see first having this self-discipline. And self-discipline, I mean have a time for read the Bible, have a time for devotionals, have a time for praise. These is things that an athlete would do. They would separate a time for, exercise, for eat healthy, for do whatever their kind of a sport demands them. As a Christian, if you would like to be a godly person, what we have as demands are have feeding our spirit with God's words. This is our health way to feed ourselves. So if you would like to have this train, some people, they prefer have devotionals in the morning. Some people, they choose a certain time to do this. And in the Bible, we see a lot of people having a lot of schedules. Daniel, he used to pray 3 times a day. He used to fast a lot. He had a lot of ways that he was training himself to be a godly man. And what is your way? What is your training? It's something that you need to see with God. But one thing is like, it's certain for each of a Christian is you need to have a time for prayer. You need to have a time for devotional. And you need to have a time for read the Bible. You having this, you are going to be so well prepared for whatever is coming for you, whatever your race is in life. And having self-discipline is something that will demand us effort, energy, focus, and discipline. Like, is do it, doesn't matter if you're feeling it or if you're not feeling it. Is having a routine that you do it every day. And it means that you are not going to have a rest day. No, it's not that. You are going to have a rest day, but your rest day is also your training day. You see, there is like a lot of things. If you see an athlete, they have like some of them, they have like rest days. And if you see their rest day, you're going to say, this is not a rest day. And what is like easy for them is not easy for other kind of athletes. So you're going to see that even in Christian people, there is people they can have more training. There is people that because of their life, they cannot have this as much as others. So you need to see, okay, what is your timing right now? How much time do you have? How much do you want this? How much you want to be training to be a godly person? This is what you need to have in mind. Once you have that, you need to focus and do what most people don't. That is, do it anyway. Doesn't matter what is going to happen. If you put there, I am going to wake up 8 a.m. and pray, do this. If you say, oh, I don't have that time, but I have like 11 a.m., do it. Build up a routine every day, the same time. So even though you are not feeling, because we'll have a lot of days you are not going to be feeling like praying, you are not going to be feeling like praising. We know that sometimes we just think you are not good for that. But we know that these are the days that we need the most. And because you have this discipline, you are trained, you are equipped with the things that you need. You have all the tools you need to achieve your goal. That is a Bible. You have a Bible. You have there is a lot of worship songs you can put in your cell phone and you can hear and you can just focusing in God, in the lyrics, what you would like for your life, talk with Him, whatever you are going through. And having this time every day is going to be so good for you in the short term and also in the long term. You are going to see in, weeks, months, years, how much you grow. And when you see here, there is a passage that says in Hebrews 12, here says, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Jesus, he ran with perseverance the race that was for him. And he showed us how we need to endure life. We need to persevere. And he did a lot of things that he was not feeling doing because he was a man. And he did what most of us don't know how to do it, that train ourselves to be a godly person. godly people. We can see in a lot of passages, he chooses stay alone to be praying God. He chooses to go to the mountains for have this time with God. He had so many devotionals, so many prayer times, praising. He was well fed and equipped to do like what his mission was, that was preaching people and tell them about the good news. The salvation was there, and the Son of God was in the earth. He did this so well. He endured all the suffer that he needed go through, and all the other things that we not even imagine. But we know that he did this, and he proved us that we can also follow his steps. And once we do this, we need to see the second point is we need to build this endurance in faith and persevere and put effort to be a godly person. If we do this, we are going to see things changing more fast. We are going to see growth coming faster. Like I said, it's day by day with constance, persistence. It's a continuous line. You are going to pray today. Maybe your prayer, you are going to see this is not having like results. But like I said also before, it's a long term. You are going to see, you can see results in short term, like 1 day, 1 week, but it's going to show you more efficacy when you are like doing this for months. Then you are going to see, wow, I am going through this situation now, but I know exactly what I need to do, because in all my prayer times that I was training myself, I was feeding my spirit, I was talking with God, I know that he taught me through those histories how to deal with the situation. And then we are going to do exactly what God said to you. Verses, passages is going to come to your mind, and you will know, okay, is God talking to me? I know exactly what I need to do, and you are going to do it. I also would like to review for you the third point for today, that is writing in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one got the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into a strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize. With this, we have the third point, that is run to win. Here, Paul is saying that we need to be qualified. We need to run with like the willing to win. We are trained to be a godly man, a godly woman, because we want to have this life that is a good life with God. Why we would like train for be disqualified later? And what I mean to be disqualified later, saying things, are you training? Okay, I am training. So what are you doing? And then when you see the life of the person that say that they were training, but they were disqualifying, they did something wrong. And why they did something wrong? probably there was like a lot of things on the training period that they didn't follow through. So when we train ourselves to be godly men and godly women, we need to focus in Jesus. We need to focus in the things that we want. We want to race and race well, so we are not going to be disqualified. We want to race for real. If we are going to do this, we need to do it well. Like I said before, and I'm going to repeat, having the time with God, training your body to surrender your life to God, training your body to pray and praise God if you are feeling it and if you are not feeling it, because you know the word, you know what God says, so you pray. When you are not feeling, you pray what God says, and you know it because you have all the time reading, understanding, reflecting, and now you are like well trained to do what godly people would do. Well, this was the episode for today. I hope you have a great week. God bless you all. If you'd like to know more about Journey to Essence, please enter in the website brunaonmission.com, and God bless you all.